Welcome back to Beelzebub the Jug. I've got a parcel here which has arrived from Bavaria. I'm rather touched and flattered. An Instagram friend, Peter, in Bavaria, he saw my film last week where I was obviously very, very upset, where somebody yet again crashed into the gold jag and done some damage to the bodywork. So anyway, what he sent me. We'll get them out. It's packing foam. Peter, he runs a company. He manufactures, I believe, they are camera lenses, and obviously they're very, very expensive. Very, highly engineered items, and have to be very, very well packaged. So he thought that this would help me, and I did mention putting gym mats underneath the body, between the body and the outer shell. Wow, goodness me. Now they're extremely light, really, really light, and they'll be completely waterproof, but goodness me, they're tough. Really, really tough. I was making murmurings about using gym mats, and this is just such a kind gesture. He's actually had to send this package. It's a big box, and it's arrived from Bavaria. And honestly, I couldn't be happier. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slide these underneath the outer cover, and I'll find a way of trapping them and pulling the cover down. So if anybody is going to bang into my car, this really, really help. Wow, and there's 10 of them in there, so they're about half a metre. So that will pretty much cover the vulnerable side. And honestly, I couldn't be happier. That really is a very, very, very kind gesture. Thank you, Peter, so much. And we have something here. I'll have a look at that. That's a little note. I'll look at that off camera. And there are a couple of other pieces here. What have we got? Some people are just so kind. And here we go. It's a back. Yes, it's a brand. This is his company. It's called Hawk. And as I say too, he manufactures and supplies lenses for the camera industry, and that's fantastic. That's a great bag. And what we got here? Oh, hat. So it's the same thing. It's got the branding on there. It's because I work outdoors as well. I'm often frozen. And what else? How kind. Well, how kind. And what is this? Oh, there's a couple of key rings. The same again. Hawk key rings. They're really rather nice. Got a little tiny spirit level in them. How fantastic. Now, what's this? What is this? I'm trying not to wreck the packaging. Oh, it's a notepad. Wow. Well, that's fantastic. Now, that really will come in handy. Notepad. Bloody hell. How touching. Thank you so much, Peter. Really, what a nice gesture. And it couldn't have come at a better time. I'll be honest with you, if you saw the film of me discovering the damage to my car last week, I didn't react very well. And I'm, in hindsight, looking back at the recording, I'm a little bit ashamed of my behaviour. But I'll be completely honest with you. I've been suffering the last couple of weeks, the last couple of years. I've been utterly exhausted. I've not been eating, not been sleeping. My business has dropped off the face of a cliff, and I'm having to face it. And the stress has got too much, and I'm not handling it very well. And last week, I was not very well at work. I couldn't stop shaking, and I left early because I couldn't continue. And I went home, and I found the car had been damaged. So I was already in a fragile state, and I saw the car had been damaged, and I just exploded. I made the mistake of recording it. I feel a lot better today, and a kind gesture like this really makes all the difference. And these sort of packed in, there's 10 of them, so that's the 500mm wide. So we can cover sort of 5 meters. I'll be able to cover each vulnerable corner in the side, and that really makes me feel a lot easier. And it's such a kind gesture, and thank you so much, Peter. And those of you that are interested in cars would adore Peter's. I've put a link to Peter's Instagram on the introduction to this video. And those of you that like fancy cars would be astounded at what Peter's got. He's got in his collection things that most of us can only even fantasize about being a passenger in, let alone owning or driving. Truly a staggering level of vehicle vehicle. And if you're interested in classic cars, do have a look. It's called Panda Thought, but I've put a link directly to it. But what I'm going to do, these arrived at the business premises. I'm going to go and fetch the car, and I'll take them home in the back of the car, and I'll get these packed into the other car. I'm not going to fetch Beelzebub, I'm going to fetch Lucifer the Jag. Take these home in Lucifer and then pack Beelzebub safely. Because the car's vulnerable in the street, it's going to continue to get hit, but I would just be able to sort of relax a little bit more, knowing that these will take the pounding, and you know, if they're good enough to sort of package an expensive camera lens and put it in the post, and we all know what happens to things in the post, they'll be good enough to sort of survive sort of low speed accidental impacts, and it will damage the boards and not the car. But once again, Peter, thank you so much, and it's come at a time that it's made a big difference to me in the way I feel. And I'd made mutterings about buying what are they called? Not gym mats, yoga mats. But I would need about 10 or 15 of them, and they're £15 each. And truthfully, I've not had an income for 2 years and I can't be justifying spending money that isn't coming in on protecting my car, which is a personal hobby. It's not for the family. But this really, I know I'm going on here because I am very, very touched, but yeah, there is 10 of them, so you can imagine it's going to make such a difference. Thank you so much, Peter. Really, I feel very blessed. Thank you.